Remember when we used to laugh at Chinese cars? Be honest. 10 years ago, we were all making the same jokes. Cheap plastic, knockoff designs. They would fall apart if you looked at them wrong. We thought they were copycats. We thought they were playing catch-up. We thought we were safe. Well, nobody is laughing anymore. While we were making memes, BYD CEO Wang Chuanfu walked onto a stage and dropped a number that should be physically impossible: $12,000 for a fully electric SUV. That is not a down payment. That is not a lease special. That is the whole car. I am not making this up. And here is what is going to make you genuinely angry. This is not some stripped-down penalty box with the build quality of a washing machine. We are talking digital screens, advanced driver assistance, legitimate range, and styling that would look right at home next to vehicles costing 3 times as much. Meanwhile, in America, $12,000 gets you a used Nissan Altima with a check engine light and dreams of better days. This man looked at the entire global automotive industry and basically said their pricing model is a scam and that he was about to prove it. And the scariest part, he has the receipts. BYD just became the largest electric vehicle manufacturer on the planet. They outsold Tesla globally. They moved over 4.2 million vehicles last year, while most Western automakers were shrinking. And they did it by offering technology that rivals 6-figure luxury cars at prices that compete with used economy vehicles. Today, I am not just showing you a car. I am pulling back the curtain on exactly how they are doing the impossible. How can a company sell a fully electric SUV for less than most Americans spend on a decent used pickup? The answer is going to make you question every dealership you have ever walked into. This is Torque Vision. Let's get into it. Let's start with the face of this thing, because even at this price point, BYD, he isn't cutting corners on design. The front end follows what they call the dragon face philosophy. And honestly, it works. You have sharp LED headlights, flanked by slim daytime running lights that sweep across the entire front fascia. The overall aesthetic is clean, modern, and genuinely aggressive. There is no goofy, oversized fake grille pretending to be a gas car. It's just smooth, aerodynamic surfacing that looks like it belongs on a vehicle twice the price. The hood features subtle character lines that flow back toward the windshield, giving it a sense of motion even while standing still. And those lower air intakes, they are actually functional, feeding cool air to the battery and electronics. It's not just styling for the sake of styling, it's engineering with intention. Move to the side, and this is where you realize BYD isn't playing games. We're looking at a compact SUV stretching around 4.3 meters long. For context, that's roughly the size of a Hyundai Kona or a Mazda CX-30, vehicles that start at $30,000 or more in American showrooms. Let that sink in. The proportions are spot on. Proper SUV stance with elevated ground clearance. A floating roof design creates visual interest with contrasting colors. Flush-mounted door handles give it a premium, slippery look. 17-inch alloy wheels come standard on higher trims, not steelies with plastic hubcaps, actual alloys with a decent design. Swing around to the rear and the hits keep coming. A full-width LED light bar connects the taillights, stretching across the entire width of the vehicle. That is a design element that European manufacturers charge extra for as an optional package. Here it is standard. The rear diffuser is subtle but present, and the overall stance is wide and planted. Park this next to a Honda HR-V, and I promise you most people would not guess which one costs a third of the other. It is clean, it is modern, it defies expectations for this price point, but the exterior is just the appetizer. Open the door and step inside, because this is where your brain is really going to start malfunctioning. The first thing that hits you is the screen situation. A digital instrument cluster sits directly in front of the driver, typically around 8.8 inches. But the star of the show is that massive central touchscreen. It is 12.8 inches on higher trims, and it rotates. You can flip it between portrait and landscape mode depending on what you are doing. Navigation looks better in portrait. Media controls work better in landscape. It is actually useful, not just a gimmick. The operating system is BYD's Dialink platform. It includes wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration and voice recognition that actually understands what you are saying. Over-the-air software updates mean the car literally gets better over time. These are features that Tesla charges extra for and features that traditional automakers treat as premium equipment. Here, they are just included. The materials aren't Bentley grade, but they're shockingly competent. Synthetic leather surfaces cover the seats and door panels, and soft touch materials are used in high contact areas. The fit and finish is tight. No rattles, no cheap feeling plastics where your hands actually touch. Is it luxury? No. Does it embarrass vehicles costing significantly more? Absolutely. The seats offer heating. Some trims even get ventilation. There is a wireless phone charging pad. Multiple USB ports are scattered throughout the cabin. The ambient lighting is customizable through the infotainment system. A panoramic glass roof floods the interior with natural light. Rear passengers get legitimate legroom thanks to a wheelbase that punches above its weight class. 3 adults can actually sit back there without hating whoever called shotgun. The floor is relatively flat, so the middle seat is not a torture device. It is not a penalty box. It is a genuinely livable interior that makes you question where all your money goes when you buy cars in the West. Let's talk about what makes this thing move, because the numbers are disrespectful to the competition. Under the floor sits BYD's proprietary Blade battery, a lithium iron phosphate pack that has become legendary in the industry for its safety and longevity. Power flows to a front-mounted permanent magnet synchronous motor producing around 130 kilowatts, which translates to roughly 1 horsepower. Torque is around 290 newton meters, delivered instantly like any proper electric vehicle. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour happens in roughly 7.9 seconds. That is not supercar territory, but it is quicker than most similarly priced gasoline vehicles, and more than adequate for real-world driving. The instant torque delivery makes merging onto highways genuinely enjoyable. No waiting for a transmission to figure out what gear it wants to be in. Range sits around 300 to 400 kilometers, depending on battery configuration, using the Chinese CLTC test cycle. Real-world driving probably gets you 250 to 340 kilometers. Is that cross-country capability? Not really. Is it more than enough for 90% of daily driving scenarios? Without question. Most people drive less than 50 kilometers per day. This handles a week of commuting on a single charge. Fast charging support means you can recover from 30 to 80% in roughly half an hour. Plug in while you grab lunch. Come back and keep moving. Safety equipment reads like a premium vehicle spec sheet. Multiple airbags, including side curtain protection. Autonomous emergency braking with pedestrian detection. Lane keeping assistance. Adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, a 360-degree camera system. This is not basic transportation. This is a legitimate modern automobile. Okay, here's the part you actually came for. How in the world is this mathematically possible? How can BYD sell something this capable for the price of a used Camry? The answer is one word: integration. And understanding this is going to fundamentally change how you view the entire automotive industry. Most traditional automakers operate like assembly operations. Think about how Ford builds a car. They buy batteries from LG or SK Innovation. They source semiconductors from dozens of different chip manufacturers. They purchase motors from specialized suppliers, braking systems from Bosch, infotainment from Harman, interior materials from countless separate companies scattered across the globe. Every single one of those suppliers needs to make a profit. Every transaction adds markup. By the time all those components arrive at the final assembly plant, you've got layers upon layers of profit margins baked into the vehicle before a single bolt gets turned. BYD operates on a completely different paradigm. They make their own batteries through their FinDream subsidiary. They manufacture their own semiconductors through BYD Semiconductor. They build their own electric motors, power electronics, inverters, and control units. They develop their own software. They do almost everything their own way. According to analysis from investment bank UBS, BYD produces approximately 75% of their vehicle components entirely in-house. Compare that to roughly 46% for Tesla's China-produced Model 3. The difference is staggering. The battery alone represents up to 40% of an electric vehicle's total cost. Wang Chuanfu has said publicly that in-house battery control is their single biggest competitive advantage, and their Blade battery uses lithium iron phosphate chemistry, which is inherently cheaper than the nickel cobalt manganese batteries used by most competitors. It eliminates expensive materials like cobalt while delivering superior safety performance. But it goes even deeper. BYD has invested in lithium mining operations. They own stakes in companies that extract the raw minerals. They control the supply chain from the literal ground up. Industry estimates suggest BYD can produce a battery pack for 20 to 25% less than a traditional automaker buying from external suppliers. Multiply that advantage across every major vehicle system, and suddenly these prices become mathematically viable. Then there's scale. BYD delivered over 4.2 million vehicles last year. Some of their factories produce over 1 million units annually, running around the clock. Every vehicle they build teaches them how to make the next one faster, better, and cheaper. Learning curve efficiencies compound. And here's what really stings. BYD maintains gross profit margins around 20% even at these prices. They're making money. Ford loses thousands of dollars on every EV they sell. BYD posts profits on vehicles that cost less than Ford's per unit losses. Wang Chuanfu built this philosophy from day one. When BYD first entered the auto industry, suppliers quoted them astronomical prices. His response was simple: build everything ourselves. That mentality scaled into an industrial machine that now threatens global automotive competition. So what does all this mean for you? It means the next time you walk into a dealership and see a $40,000 price tag on a compact electric SUV, you should know that the same vehicle can be profitably built and sold for a third of that amount. The premium you are paying is not for superior engineering, it is for fragmented supply chains, legacy inefficiency, and shareholder expectations that Chinese competitors have proven entirely unnecessary. Ford's CEO has publicly admitted that Chinese automakers produce electric vehicles for 25% less than American counterparts. He has warned that 20 to 30% of Western automaker revenue is at risk if they cannot adapt. Elon Musk has called Chinese manufacturers the most competitive in the world. Tariffs currently protect Western markets from feeling the full force of this competition, but BYD is building factories in Hungary, Thailand, Brazil, and Mexico. Local production could eventually bypass trade barriers entirely. The $12,000 SUV might not arrive at your local dealer tomorrow. The capability exists right now. The technology works. The factories are operational. The only question is when, not if. This is the future of automotive manufacturing. Whether Western companies adapt or get left behind is the only remaining question. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you actually buy a $12,000 Chinese SUV, or does that price seem too good to be true? Smash that like button if this video made you question everything about car pricing. Subscribe to Torquevision and hit that notification bell because we are just getting started covering the vehicles reshaping this entire industry. I'll see you in the next one.